Hi guys, it's Saturday the 7th of June, and yesterday I did you a video. Unfortunately I got home and for some reason when it was taken onto the computer it was a bit corrupt, so I couldn't actually use it. I don't know what went on or anything, but it just would not play the file. So we're going to do another one today. It's only an update of what's happening around the plot. As you guys know, we did the monster shed build and the duck pond in the 3 weeks that I've been off. I'm back to work on Monday, and I haven't really had a lot of time on the plot itself, and that's why there's been no videos on the actual plot. Now, a few of you have asked about a chili update, and that will be included in this video. But we'll have a look around the plot, and the first things first, I think we should go and have a look at how the potatoes are actually doing, because they're starting to get on. So with no further ado, let's go and have a little browse at the potatoes. Okay guys, I don't know how well this is going to come out because of the sun behind me. It's actually stopped raining for once, but there's the one lot of potatoes here. They're up really well, and we have the other lot here which are starting to fold down, so they're flowering, as you can see. You know, they have flowered, but again I just don't know how well they're going to come along. They've been bashed down a little bit in the centre there, and they're starting to fold over the side here, so maybe they're coming up to being ready, but we'll have a look at that at a later stage. But the spuds there are doing okay. We have Maris Piper here. These were the ones that we put in later, unchitted, and again they're all up. So I'm sorry guys, there we are, they're all up as well. I'm a bit struggling at the moment because I can't really see a lot, so so there's the Maris Pipers as well. We'll have a little look. This section here, we dug out all of this area to put the soil around the pond, so we're going to remove these boards and we're going to make a bed along here which we're going to put some beans in, and also one of Dan's giant marrows. If you remember, we had a couple of seeds. We planted a couple of seeds from Dan from Allotment Dairy on his giant marrows, and they're doing alright, so we're going to get them in. The allium bed, the shallots and onions, all looking good, as you can see. But we've been lucky. There's no flower spikes appeared on any of them at the moment, so hopefully we should get some decent stuff out of them. We've got loads of bindweed growing in this bed, and we're going to have to pull all that out. The blackberry bushes are doing really well as well, so I was throwing up a new one here, look, so that's all good. And those ones down there as well. Now we've got some footage that we've done before which I will probably put in this video somewhere. All this was overgrown up until a few days ago, and I cut it all back by hand, and just behind where the bean poles are there was all comfrey, and I'll show you where that comfrey went. We got out our runner beans. We put 2 sacks, 125 litre sacks of the B&Q Verve compost in this ground just to lighten it up because it was just full of clay, and they seem to be doing okay. They've been out probably about a week now maybe, so hopefully they'll continue to go. We've got some curly kale, and all these are doing quite well, and I think these are sprouts if I remember right. Actually no, they're not, they're cabbage. So down here we've got a few more cabbage, and some Cavadinero kale. This bed needs weeding again, but that's that sorted. We've got some cabbage in here, and you know, some broccoli and things like that in there. The fruit, you know, they're doing okay. These rhubarb haven't done that great, and that's because of the fact that they got moved. And again, all this little fruit bushes, they were split from a bigger one, and they're not the best. They've got a little bit of fruit on them, but we need new growth like these. And what I might do later on, I might see if I can take some cuttings of these. I might even replace the bushes. This bush came from a cutting, and it's doing really well. It's just not fruiting. The other thing that's doing well is this rhubarb. This is the one that came up between the path, and I mean, look at some of the size of some of the rhubarb in there. So we're going to pull these later on today. We've pulled up some of the strawberries, you know, from down alongside the polytunnel, so they're over here as well. Red cabbage here doing really well. These are not netted for the simple reason being, excuse me shaking you around, let me just tighten you up. There we go. These are not netted because we just haven't had the time to do it. So when I do net them, or if I net them, I'm going to have to really go through it and get the water off and check that there's no eggs in there and what have you from the cabbage white that we're here. Again, we've got strawberries along here. Black currant bushes. No, they're doing good. There's some black currants or red currants in them, I should say. So they're doing okay. The autumn raspberries doing really good. They're coming up now, and we've got some of this summer variety. This is what I wanted to explain to some people. This year is where this year's flowers and fruit are on, and which is last year's cane. Now it's producing these canes here. So what will happen, these will get tied in ready for next year, okay, and then these canes, these older canes, will be cut right out to the ground, and that's how you deal with the summer raspberries, okay. It'll only fruit on last year's growth. The blueberries are doing okay, apart from this one here. It's at an absolute, I don't know what's going on with it. I put it in the ground, and it's not done very well at all. This was Blueberry Patriot bush. It came from Caerphilly Garden Centre. It was $13.99, and to be honest with you, not very good. So I'm going to actually contact Caerphilly Garden Centre and see if they'll exchange it, because it's all dying back, and I don't know what's the matter with it. And it's not because of the way they're grown, because this bush came from a different place, and we've got blueberries on it. It's all being grown in ericaceous soil. So and again, these blueberry bushes both doing really well. This one is plastered in blueberries. So, you know, it's not because of where this, you know, because the soil is in or anything else. I just think it was a bad bush to begin with. The soil, the root structure on it wasn't very good when I took it out of the pot. So I'm going to contact Caerphilly Garden Centre and have a little chat with them, see if they'll exchange it, because it's a bit upsetting, to be honest with you. It's been here, and you know, it's just all dying back on me. So they obviously want a good plant to begin with, so we'll see what they say. Here, as you can see, we've got all our little carrots coming up. So row upon row of carrots in here, and we've got some bigger ones obviously in the polytunnel, which we'll show you later stage, but they're all coming up nice there now. Garlic was all looking really well. They're getting bigger and bigger every day, but I did notice yesterday when I was doing the filming that these two here have got a bit of rust on them, so we're gonna have to lift them. In fact, excuse me, banging the thing, it's coming on quite a few of them, so we may have to lift some of these garlic and see how they look. What hasn't got rust we'll leave in and see if it stays, but these ones have got rust, so we'll lift them and hopefully the bulbs will be okay on the bottom. Here again, quite a bit of weed in this one we'll have to clean out, but we've got some lettuce coming through. We've got some radish here, some beetroot here. These lettuce are doing alright, considering they're outside and they're getting a bit of a hammering, so they're doing okay. Broad beans, well, it's not a lot I can really say. The bees are in there, but there's only the odd flower on them, and they've obviously got bashed a little bit by the wind, so we may stake them up. I don't know, we'll see. We'll see what happens. We've got some broccoli here. As you can see, it's now producing as well. Same on the others. This wasn't looking too hot to start with. Sage is looking fantastic again, right across the bed, but we're going to take cuttings of that this year. Chard, again, this is new chard this year. All the old stuff went to the chickens, and that's doing okay as well. We've only gone half a bed this year on it. In here we've got some okay guys, I'm sorry if this is going to be a bit jerky, but I'm doing it now off my phone, okay, because the battery ran out in the camera. Like an idiot, I didn't charge it. So we've got a couple of rows here of bulb fennel, some parsley, and here we have a couple of rows of celery. The strawberries looking really good, as you can see. Shame that this video jumped so much. We cut all the runners off these. I had a chat with Aaron a little while back about his strawberries, and he was saying he was going to keep some of the runners and this, that and the other. Guys, if you're going to take runners, take them towards the end of the year when you know, when the plant is better. Cut them off early, let it produce the fruit first. We've got a red one there, but unfortunately it looks like the birds have had it. Yeah, the birds are going that, but the rest of it's edible, so we'll see what happens with the rest of them. But like I said, usually the foliage is enough to protect the strawberries from the birds. But as you can see, all of the runner shoots are all over the floor there where I've cut them off. This section here is absolutely atrocious again. It's got all that fern up and things. You can see what I was on about with the ferns. They're a nightmare here, and this is why growing in the raised bed makes a hell of a difference. You know, that part of the plot's nice and clean, and then you come to this. So we'll get this down and we'll finish our building and everything else around here. I'm going to taste this strawberry. It's a little bit dirty, but it's beautiful. Right, yeah, it's really nice, sweet. So all this has got to come down. The pond is looking okay though. There's loads of pond skimmers and things on it, so obviously things are starting to move into it. Obviously we had all them little frogs, but I think they're up in the hibernaculum there at the moment. As you can see now, you can hardly see the hibernaculum. Things are starting to grow in it and things, and of course we still all in bulbs and they will keep coming back, but we will pull the fern out of it because we're trying to kill that off. But you know, eventually that will all get done as well. Where we dug up here, as you can see, it's still quite bare. So, and obviously we've got the horse manure and the compost and stuff there for the moment. We will build bins and stuff for that, and likewise for all these bags of leaf mould. This is where we put the comfrey that we cut down from over there. So as you can see, it's all in here, rotting down. This will make our next batch of feed. We don't buy in any liquid feeds or anything like that. All our liquid feeds we make. So it's either nettle tea, comfrey tea, seaweed, or we'll make a compost tea. And obviously that saves us an absolute fortune. So as you can see, we've still got a bit of work to do on the plot, but when you think about, we haven't been doing anything on the plot for 3 weeks. You can see how much that's grown in that time, but the beds themselves are quite clear, and that's because we did the preparation on them. And again, as you remember from the earlier point of this video, all up there was all like really tall like this pretty much, but we hand cut it down. And that's what happens if you don't prepare the beds. And if you go really rough ground, guys, the beds are the way to go. But I mean, them spuds all looking fantastic. Well, everything's starting to look fantastic now. I'm going to take you into the polytunnel, but I'll need to get the keys and open it up. Okay guys, so as you can see, the polytunnel is pretty much cleaned right out now. We did this. We have got a ton of tomatoes in here. I think it's 44 plants all in. And as you can see, each one have these strings, and they go up to a cross string, and that's how we're supporting the plants. And if I can get down, I'll show you how it's working. So basically, the plant is just wound around the string, and away we go. Incidentally, we're growing these like a cordon, so these side shoots here, guys, you want to pull off, okay, because that just puts, and again another one there, so keep on top of it, just pull them off, and that just keeps the growth going into the plant rather than into all these little side shoots. And every few days, you know, you'll be doing that. We're a bit behind on pretty much everything at the moment, to be honest with you, as far as growing goes, because we lost our first lot of tomatoes and we had to put more in, and they get smaller as they go down here because we put these in, and then like a week later we put these ones in. But it's not a problem, because if the tomatoes come a bit later, we can always make chutney out of them, or whatever the case being. But they're looking okay, and they're enjoying this growing bed, to be honest with you. It's nice and warm in here at the moment. We're going to have a look at the temperature now. So as we get down, like I said, the tomato plants are getting smaller and smaller, but they will catch up with the rest of them. Here we have 3 cucumber plants I was given. They're not the best, but we'll see if they come to it. And then in the back are 3 that I grew myself. Again, they're growing really well. In the pot here we have some lemongrass growing. So again, that's really cool. Okay, along here, guys, this is our chilli bed, and we have 16 chilies in it, including some of the world's hottest. Now, let's see if I can get down for you to make it a bit easier. Okay, if you remember when we did a video, now I've buried these a little deeper than normal, okay, mainly because they were stuck in pots on a north facing window. But you'll remember when we done the video when we trimmed it right back. There's where we trimmed it, look, and what it did, it forced out these 2 side shoots. But all this growth is from then, but it's sturdy as a plant right up. That's a Joe's long. Over here, again, same thing, look. So right down in there, we've got where we've cut it off. And this particular one is a cayenne. We go from that, then we go to a jalapeno. Excuse me 1 second. Let me just take this off. So we've gone from the jalapeno then. I've got to get up off my knees because I can't walk around it like that. We've got another cayenne there. Right, this one here is a Trinidad scorpion. It's a nice little plant, but we have got a bigger specimen, which at the moment I think is it was the hottest in the world, but it's now like number 4 or 5, I think. We have the Carolina Reaper here. We do have a bigger specimen in this, I'll show you in a moment. And this is the world's hottest chili at, I think it's something like 2.2 million Scovilles. So again, these were only put in here a couple of days ago. So once they get going, they'll really take off. They were growing on a north facing window, so they weren't getting the light. And but now they're in here with plenty of light and everything else, then they should shoot. Here we have a bird's eye chili. Again, you know, that was clipped out, as you can see, but look at that where it's bent off there. So and then this one took up as a leader. We have a hot scotch there, and that one there is a normal bell pepper. I'm going to come on the other side and show you what we got there. Okay, got another bird's eye chili here. As you can see, the colours are quite good on these guys. That one's also a bird's eye. That's a sweet bell. This one here is a sweet banana. I've been trying to stop these flowering, guys, but now they're getting to the point where they'll flower anyway, no matter what I do. That one also is a sweet bell as well. We've got another hot scotch there. Now this is the second hottest in the world. This is the Trinidad Moruga. And with the hots, I don't prune them, and the reason for that being is in this country we just don't have the time for the hots to really get going. Next year I'm actually going to sow them early. I'm going to sow them around Boxing Day next year. So we are a smaller Trinidad Scorpion here, and this wasn't doing very well, but already since it's been in here in the last few days, look at all this new growth come out of it. So we're talking 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 new little leaves in there. So he's going to pull through. And another Carolina Reaper here. And this is our biggest specimen of that. So we're hoping for some good things out of those. Over here we have some carrots which we put in the bed. They're doing quite nice. And we have some beetroot here. Again, we've taken out certain things, or if it hasn't survived. Along here we had a load of radish and things, and some other stuff which we've taken out. Here are the 2 seeds that we planted for Dan's marrow, and we need to get these in the ground now because they are getting really big and they start to turn a bit yellow on the leaves, so it means that they need to get going. So they'll be out today some point. In fact, I think what we're going to do, that big mound of horse manure we've got out the back covered up, we might cut a hole in that and put one of them in there and see how it goes. So we've got 2 different types of bok choy here. We've got the red and the green. Next to that we've got some kohlrabi, and this is a melon plant. We've got some lettuce. A couple of them have gone to, heads have gone too far now, but this La Rosa is doing okay. We've got some other gourds and things in here, melons and what have you. Again, they need to get out. And we've got some more beans which also need to get out there. We've got a row of beans in the back. We're going to put some canes in for those. Now, up until this year, I've never been able to grow celery. It just hasn't grown for me at all. But then all of a sudden this year, I don't know whether it's because I had bad seed or what, this year I've got it coming out my ears. And I planted so much because I wanted to make sure I had something, because the missus loves celery. But we've got all of these plants here, and I've got 10 plants in there going on, so that's all good. This bed, there's nothing in here yet. We've got 4 melons here, and we have some sweet corn. We've only got 7 in there. We planted 50, but if you remember, we had a problem with mice in here, and incidentally we actually found one of them mouse dead when we cleaned this up, so that's all good. Here we've got all our leeks. Again, they all need a good drink, and they need to get out soon as well. They just need to thicken up a little bit first. Some of them are okay, others not. Some Cape gooseberries here. It's the first time I've grown those, so we'll see how they go. And this, we found when I was digging over by the comfrey, I found a little tiny bit of root, so I planted it in this pot, and this comfrey's grown out of it. What I'm going to do, I'm going to rip this out, and I'm just going to keep chopping up the root to propagate this. It's a variety called Bocking 14, and eventually I'll have all this going all around the duck pond, because the ducks and chickens love eating it, and it can, it can get quite good. And I think it's one way of actually sorting out that soil area, because the chickens and ducks keep digging it out. So that's the polytunnel, and I'm sure you'll agree if I come up here and try and give it a long view. It's now looking good. I've had the tape from Dale, so thank you very much, Dale. I just haven't had a chance to get up here and actually do it. We're going to replace all this grey tape with the polytunnel tape that Dale has supplied for us. And again, thank you for all your replies on that, guys. You've been tremendous. But the polytunnel is now like I said, it's functional now. All the crap has gone off the beds. It's all like compost and stuff dug into it. It's, you know, the soil is actually really nice now to, you know, and the good thing is once you get down into it, you know, it is really nice soil. There's some organic matter that we've dug in and what have you. So hopefully things should do well in here later on in the year. The other thing I want to talk about, you guys know how much effort we've put into our birds and everything over the years. But some scrote has now decided to start stealing our eggs. And we haven't had any eggs for the last 2.5 weeks. So I decided that I was going to bring 6 eggs up and put into the nest box there. And put them in our nest box, but I made sure that they were eggs that I'd had for a very long time, and I kept them purposely over time to the point where they were rotten, so wherever they were taking them from, they didn't benefit from them. And I removed all the eggs bar those 6, you know, any other eggs or anything that was laid during that day. Came up the next day, those 6 eggs were gone, so whoever had them had some rotten eggs. But to stop that, we've obviously put a lock on the shed door now there. But I don't know if you can see up here, I've painted all the top of all the fence with bitumen right along. So if they do climb over now, they're going to get absolutely filthy. This is the stuff that stays wet, so they're going to get absolutely filthy. This is all the rubbish that's going to go down the tip that we dug out of that hole and over the plot over the last few weeks. So other than that, guys, that's it. I'm sorry about the jerky video. Like I said, there's the camera there. The video, you know, I'm always thinking, well, you know, I never normally run out of battery life because I always take it home, charge it up, and it's ready for next time. But I filmed yesterday and forgot to redo it. So, like I said, there's birds everywhere here at the moment. They're living the pond. Unfortunately, they're also living with fruit, so I will have to cover them later on in the year, maybe. Bees all over these raspberries, as you can see. There we go. So they're doing really good. Like I said, we've got strawberries everywhere, even in these trays where we planted them. There's all strawberries. So it's all good, you know. We're going to get a crop of strawberries, that's the main thing. You know, we've got fruit on all of these blueberries. Even this one here is fruit on now. This one is plastered in fruit. It's just that one from Philly Garden Centre. Like I said, I am going to give them a call about it. And hopefully if they're decent, they'll offer to exchange the plant. I've got no problem digging it up and taking it back to them. But I think I'll go up there and show them the video. But this is the... I don't know if I can focus on this. Sorry guys, bear with me. There you are. Philly Garden Centre, 4 litre container, $13.99. It came with all the instructions, but like I said, I've been growing blueberries for a few years. I bought this one from another place, no problems, and those 2 were from other places as well. So I've had 4 plants from 4 different places. Not an issue with it with the other 3 except this one, and you can see all the dye back on it. It's absolutely atrocious. Even right down lower down the plant, it's just dying right back. So it's not the soil or anything, because we put a load of ericaceous compost in this soil, in this bed, and the other 3 are thriving. So it's only that one. So all the foliage is gone on it and everything, and to pay £14 for a plant like that is just not worth having. So I'm going to contact them and see if they will, if they'd be good enough to exchange it. And if they are, guys, I'll let you know, because obviously if a garden centre is decent and you have a problem with a plant and they change it, then, you know, they should, and you mentioned that, you know, they should also get a mention to say, look, you know, they've been good, they've changed the plant, no issues, or whatever the case being. But I'll have a chat with them and see what they say. So that's it. I'm going to dig out these couple of garlic now, and I'm going to have a look and see how they are. And we're going to get all that dug over there. Now you can't even see where the path sort of ends and that begins. It just all spread into one. So it all needs sorting out along here. The comfrey area needs sorting as well. And we're going to build that bean bed down there and get Dan's marrow out as well. So anyway, I'm hoping this video will see you, give you an idea of what's been going on, how it's looking since I've been busy with the shed and the pond, and to show you that it's pretty good that considering we've been nearly 3 weeks with hardly doing anything on the plot, and all the beds are still looking good. My mother did do a touch bit of weeding up here. She spent about 3 hours and she weeded all the beds out, but it was because they were only small little weeds. If you see here, this is what's come up since, and it's a case of you can pull them out, or you can even hoe them off. It's not a hard thing to do. For my mother it is, because she struggles getting down and stuff, but I dragged her up here the day after we built the shed. So anyway guys, I've rabbited on for way too long in this video, so I'm going to leave you go, and I will see you shortly. Bye guys.